The media workout for Misfits 004 just wrapped up, and there are a lot of questions we need to answer. Is Tom Zanetti's size too much for Slim? Will Slim be able to get the KO? And is KSI overlooking Temper? Let's get into it. Now, in the beginning of the workout, we did see a little back and forth between Anthony Taylor and Idris Virgo. Does look like Anthony Taylor may have let Idris get the better of him there in a moment, but at the same time, he is a showman. So the push you see here could be nothing, but it also could be Idris getting into Anthony's head. Next notable thing before we get into the co-main and main event, we did see a little bit of work from Elbrook and Faith Ordway, but nothing that we haven't seen with the pad work clips that have come out up to this point. Next fight we got to talk about is Ryan Taylor versus Swarms. Swarms coming into this looking in the best shape of his life, and honestly, the skills improved. You see here, he's got his jab down, but I love the way that he's doubling up on the right hand. This is definitely something they're practicing ahead of Ryan Taylor. Now, Ryan Taylor was in there as well, but to be honest, I didn't see too much improvement. That's not to say Ryan doesn't have some advantages in this fight. However, not too much is seen in the media workout. Next up, we got to talk about probably one of the most talked about fights leading up to this. It's Salt Poppy versus Josh Bruckner. Now, Salt Poppy has been a hit, obviously, within the Misfits fights. He's doing a really good job here, but not showing too much in the media workout. But Josh Bruckner, on the other hand, is showing some serious power. The pops from the pad work you hear is just insane. So I'm definitely going to be watching that fight closely. Now it's time though. Let's break down Slim versus Tom Zanetti. Slim does a really good job of showing off his speed. One thing though, right there in the beginning, you see him actually drop his hands a little bit. He's going to need to be careful of that, because if Tom can turn over shots and connect when Slim drops those hands, could be over for the night. Good movement here from Slim. Slim is doing a good job here. He's just connecting these quick shots onto the pads, moving quick in, out. Nice little uppercut there. I'm impressed. Okay, changing it up. I do want to see more variety out of Slim. I feel like his shots are not as technical, definitely a little bit more wild, especially in the Temper fight. And I want to continue to see more technical improvements throughout fight to fight. But the one thing Slim always does have is that crazy movement, man. It becomes so difficult to touch him with any shot. Now we got to talk about Tom Zanetti. This man is big in comparison to Slim. Now we saw with Ryan Taylor, size doesn't really matter, but if Tom can really use some of that power, some of that build that he has, it could be a tough night here for Slim. The one thing though I did notice is Tom doesn't really turn over on those shots. He does connect. There is some pop there in the pads, but he's not fully turning over on the shots like he should. So that's a lot of power just being kind of left to the wayside. Now we got to talk about the main event. KSI versus FaZe Temper. Now going into this, Temper was fighting a mystery opponent. KSI was supposed to fight Dylan Dennis. We know the story. Now they're fighting each other. Interesting changes though from Temper going into this. We have a new coach and Deontay Wilder's coach Malik, and there's a picture floating around of a potential injury for Temper. So I'm not sure how this is going to affect his overall game plan. But let's go ahead and break down the clip. Watching this clip, you see good extension of the legs here. Temper's always done a good job of putting his front foot forward and keeping his opponent kind of at bay. Clearly working on the jab though, and that's what's going to keep KSI at a distance. Temper's weakness is fighting on the inside. So as long as he can keep KSI away, he has a really good chance at keeping the fight going. If JJ can find a way on the inside and go to work, this might be a tough night for Temper. Now, one interesting clip I saw in an interview, Salt Poppy is actually calling this a 50-50 fight. And I'm going to be honest, I kind of agree with him.
KSI, of course. How do you see that fight going?
It's 50-50, I believe. 50-50, I believe.
It'll be interesting to see how this fight breaks down, but now we got to talk about KSI. KSI, by far, seeing some of the best improvements here out of any of the fighters. He's got great movement, speed, and he's switching stances. This is something that I don't know how it's going to play into effect for Temper. I know it's probably not something they prepared for, but him being able to switch stances like that on the fly and just continue moving forward is going to be a tough thing to counter. I do also really like KSI's jab. Honestly, a lot of improvements there in the jab front. That was one of KSI's weaker points, but definitely some serious improvement here. However, you got to remember, he's not going to be able to out jab FaZe Temper. The man is 6'4", versus KSI claims to be 6 foot, but I believe it's 5'11". So we'll see how that plays out here in the fight. Now, these media workouts have shown us a glimpse of what we could see on Saturday, but man, I can't wait. January 14th, it's going down.